So I welcome all for this webinar Education 4.0 Transforming the Future of Education. My sincere thanks to R&D Center and Department of CSE, Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, Professor Ravindra Reddy, Principal, Director and Head, Professor A.D. Sharma, Director R&D Center, Professor Y. Rama Devi, Head of the Department CSE, Dr. Sen Gupta, Sir, R&D Coordinator and Associate Professor CSE, Dr. Rupesh Misra, R&D Coordinator and Assistant Professor CSE Department. So thanks for inviting me for this webinar. Basically the grand goals of education. Basically there are two goals. Goal one is philosophical, whereas goal two is practical. In the ancient time, so the man-making character building, we had a lot of universities like Nalanda, Takshashila, Ujjain. During this time, religious and spiritual education was prominent. And Vaisudhaiva Kutumbakam is the idea at the time. Now everything is getting to change. Now there is a economic education, there is a job-oriented education. What exactly is the quality of education? To provide all learners with capabilities to become economically productive. Then we are seeing lots of countries, lots of developing countries. They are not having good economical condition nowadays. So we have to develop the students who are economically productive, who are to enjoy their sustainable livelihood. Who are contributing society to the peaceful and democratic world. There are also enhance individual societal well-being. So here are all the quality of education that we are expecting from the students. So the concept of higher education. The first and foremost concept of higher education is production of qualified human resources. We know that the demand of country is always changing. So we have to develop our curriculum according to the nation needs. So we are the teachers. We teachers are responsible for production of the qualified teachers, or qualified, you can say, the human resources. Now training for research careers is important. Then efficient management of teaching professions. We know that there is a lot of misconception in the management. In one of the department where there are 5 members, there are 6 groups. So this kinds of management in the teaching professions. Then matter of extending career opportunities. We know that there are 3 dimensions of education: teaching, learning, and research. These are the 3 dimensions of education, whereas placement is the 4th dimension. So nowadays the students are taking the admission in the colleges because of placements only. So earlier days are gone that we are giving, the students are taking the admission on the basis of infrastructure. But nowadays the students are taking the admission on the basis of purely placements. Then again the NBA or NRF, they are also looking for the good placements. And all they are achieving the PEO, that is program educational objectives. What are the functions of higher education? The first function of higher education is to cater the skilled manpower needs of the nation. We know that the changes is the curriculum is changing, always changing. So we need to change the curriculum according to satisfy the nation's needs. To prepare the student for research and teaching. To provide specialized training courses as per social and economic demands. Nowadays we can see that there is a lot of reluctance among the teachers to change from the chalk and talk to ICT based learning. Now it's a duty of teacher to change from the traditional approach and come to the ICT based learning approach to cater to the aspects of lifelong learning. So education for life, education through life, or education throughout life is the slogan. Okay. So we have to be continuously lifelong learner. To promote international cooperation through internationalization of research, technology, and networking. Okay. We know that nowadays it's a requirement of collaboration in translational projects. If you look at the COVID-19 vaccines, all 19 countries have come together and invented a vaccine for the COVID-19. So the internationalization we required up to that extent, and this is the order of the hour. So if you teach today the way we are taught yesterday, so we are not preparing the student for today or tomorrow. Now, nowadays, there is a digital divide between the students and the teachers. Okay. The students, we can say that they are the digital natives, where the teachers are digital immigrants. Means that the students are born in technologies, whereas the teachers are not born in the technologies, so because they are digital immigrants. So students are more smart as compared to teacher in case of technology nowadays. Now Bloom's digital taxonomy. Okay, all of we are familiar with the Bloom's technology concept. Okay. This is the hierarchy of learning activities in the digital technology. This is a different kind of technology where we are using various kinds of apps over here. Okay. So it can start with the remembering level. In the remembering is to retrieve information using Google, Yahoo, and keywords. So in case of this level 1, okay, the students are retrieving the information with the help of various search engine like Bing or Google or search. So what are the action verbs over here? The action verbs are writing, searching, describing, and finding. Then student goes to level 2, that is called as understanding. So understanding is construct meaning and build a relationship using various tags. Once the students are found the information, then there will be a process of tagging and bookmarking. It also gives the metadata, that is the data about the data. Okay. In the first phase, remembering, the students got the data. Then they are finding the data about data in the level 2, that is called as understanding. In the level 3, students learn knowledge to a situation, produce presentation, editing, and wiki pages. In the third stage, okay, students are actually applying the knowledge. They are preparing certain kind of presentations, and they are also forming the Wikipedia pages. So all this level 1, that is called as level 1, level 2, and level 3 are the low order thinking. Next, we are having another 3 level. The analyzing, that is the 4th level. Students learn to process data, determine relationship between the parts, and overall purpose of project using the survey tools. In this level, okay, the students are dividing the entire information into various parts, okay, and they're using the various survey tools like Survey Monkey. And then the 5th phase, that is called as evaluating. Here make the criteria-based judgment through the process of reviewing and checking by blocks. At the same, the students are publishing various kinds of blocks, and then there will be a question answer session in this kind of phase. That is nothing but the evaluation. The various action words over here: accessing, then prioritizing, then collaborating, then choosing. And the last level is create a new coherent product by using past knowledge. Means at the time, the students are creating a different kind of product based on the earlier knowledge. And the action verbs are designing, constructing, inventing, and creating. I hope everyone is with me. Hello. Now this is the revised Bloom's taxonomy. If you look at this taxonomy, a lot of part it's the computer work mode. Means at the bottom level, the information are stored into the computer, and student needs to extract this information. Okay, at the top level, humans are they are actually into the creating mode. Okay. The various questions are over here, like where, who, or what in case of remember, why, understanding, then how it is used, application, analyzing what are the various causes, evaluation, and creating. So various kinds of the questions are over here, and this is the complete revised structure of the earlier Bloom's taxonomy, where the students are more concentrating on the creating part as compared to the remembering part. Now we know the concept of pedagogy, okay, but nowadays the concept is totally different. There is a term called as cybergogy. Now the students are moving from cybergogy to heterogogy for engaged learning. So what exactly the cybergogy is? It is nothing but the ICT-based concept used for virtual learning environment for the advancement of cognitive, emotional, and social learning. Heterogogy is an added value to the pedagogy, andragogy, xenogogy, and cybergogy. Heterogogy is nothing but a self-determined technology-based learning. Means students are learning by self. Students are exploring the various kinds of knowledge. Students are creating the various kinds of projects into the collaboration. They are connecting, they are sharing with the help of all kinds of self-determined technology. Okay. Whereas pedagogy is based on the teacher, whereas heterogogy is based on the students only. The students are exploring everything into the heterogogy. Now we come to the history of Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution started in the early 19th century. That is called as 1.0. So in the 19th century, power of steam and water dramatically increased the productivity of the human labor. So at that time, the people who are working in the farms, they shifted from farming to the industries. Then in the beginning of 20th century, there's the Industrial Revolution 2.0. Again, it depends on the mass industrial production, electricity, and the key drivers. But at that time, the workers who are working into the industry, okay, they are working on a specialized technology. Okay, they are working on a specialized things. Now, in the beginning of the 17th century, there is a revolution 3.0. Okay, it was the information technology based revolution. These are computing in industry and development of personal computer, where computers were invented at that time. Now, from 2000 onwards is the era of Industrial Revolution 4.0, also known as the digital revolution, combine the various technological and human capacities, okay, through self-learning algorithms, self-driven cars, human-machine interconnection, and big data analytics. So this is all about the history of Industrial Revolution. What are the pillars of IR 4.0? So IR 4.0 represents the movement towards everyone we heard about the smart industry or smart cities. Okay. So Asian countries are experiencing industrial transformation with 8 interrelated pillars. So there are the 8 pillars. On the basis of that, the entire industrial revolutions are based. That is called as ABCD: artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, data analytics. Then AR, AI, additive manufacturing, robotics, augmented and virtual reality, and Internet of Things. Okay. If you look at the breadth and depth of this technology, the breadth and depth of this technology transform the entire system of industry production, management, and human resources. Now, how the IR 4.0 is different from the previous revolution? There was a revolution in 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Then what exactly? Why the people are, looking after this Industrial Revolution 4.0? Basically, it's the combination of 3 things: from traditional supply chain to the digital supply chain, from gene sequencing to nanotechnology, from conventional computing to the quantum computing. So fusion of all these technologies and intersection across the physical, digital, and biological domain make IR 4.0 is fundamentally different from the previous revolution. Means in this revolution, there is a combination of physical things, there is a combination of digital and biological domain. That's why the people are running behind this higher industry revolution 4.0. Now, these are the buzzwords of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Now, digitization, smart city, and big data, disruptions, then Internet of Things. They are the 5 buzzwords of the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Now, the building blocks of IR 4.0. There are 6 building blocks. The first block is industrial success skills. With the help of this block, we come to know that what kind of input we are giving to the students, okay, so that the student will be suitable to the Industrial Revolution 4.0. So students should be familiar with the various kinds of skills like collaboration skill, problem solving skill, time management skills. Okay, students should know how to calculate the throughput. It's the number of job completed per unit time in the industries. Okay. They're also maintaining the safeties and quality control into the industries. Then block number 2, that is called as industrial equipment and technologies. So students must be familiar with the various kinds of upcoming technologies like robotic, machine learning, fabrication, then fluid power, then thermal science. Now come to the block number 3, that is called as smart sensors and devices. We know that there is a lot of use in the various industries of sensors and devices. So students must be familiar with various kinds of sensors and devices like pressure, temperature, proximity, smoke and gas sensors. Now all of we know that the control system is the heart of any industry, or you can say that the control system is the heart of our computer also. So students must know how to design the various kinds of circuitry or various kinds of control system, how to program to that particular circuitries. So programmable logic controllers, then PLC, human machine interface, distributed input output, then electronic drivers. So students should be familiar with all kinds of control systems. Then connectivity and networking. Of course, the connectivity and networking is the important aspects of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Okay. There was connectivity in the Industrial Revolution 3.0 also, but nowadays in Industry Revolution 4.0, there will be a lot of protocol based, or a lot of invention happened into the Industrial Revolution 4.0 in case of networking. There is internet protocol, then computer networks, network smart devices, network servers, distributed server, routers, switches. So students should be familiar with all kinds of networking technology. And the last block is very important block from students' point of view. Okay. The creation of analysis or info actionable data. We know that this is the world of data science, or you can say big data. Okay. So lots of trillion and millions of data are generated at every single minutes of time. So students should be familiar with how to manage the data, okay, and how to perform the data analytics onto the databases, like creation of algorithm, regression analysis, computerized analysis, database use, database information retrieval, predictive analysis, and machine learning, and so on and so forth. Here are the 6 building blocks of Industrial Revolution 4.0. So addressing each block in education produces a career-ready individual who possesses the right combination of skills and abilities needed by today's advanced manufacturing companies. Means when we are combining all these 6 blocks, then we come to know that what exactly we have to give the input to the student so that they will be suitable to the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Now we come to the revolution in education. So similar to Industrial Revolution 4.0, we are having Education 4.0. So we just go back and we can start with the Education 1.0. Basically, Education 1.0 was the Guru Shishya Parampara. There was one Guru and the number of Shishyas. Okay. So at that time, only the Shishyas, they were following the Guru only. Okay. And there was the lectures and rote memorization was there. Now the Education 2.0, when the printing press got invented, at that time there was Education 2.0. At that time the book was the only medium of getting knowledge. Then decimation book was the only decimation medium. And at that time also one concept was changed from one to meaning. Now education 3.0 is knowledge through internet and IT. We can also call it is the beginning of digital age. Okay. Where the computer was invented, where the WWW, that is World Wide Web, is got invented in the education 3.0. Now education 4.0 is a learner-centric innovation-oriented education. So we can call at education 4.0 is nothing but the intelligent education, or we can also call it the technologically based teaching using the various kinds of technologies that we already discussed in the last slide also. What are the ABCD, that is artificial intelligence, blockchain, then cloud computing, data science, then augmented reality, robotics, then adaptive, then and the Internet of Things. So this education is nothing satisfied all the Industrial Revolution 4.0, and we can also call as it is the outcome-based education, that is called as OBE. Okay. This is all about the Industrial Revolution 4.0. It started from education 1.0 and it is to the education 4.0. I hope you are getting these concepts. If you are having any kind of problem, you can just stop me and ask in between also. Now this is the another slide from revolution in education. Okay, which it began with the industrial education 1.0, where there was the blackboard teaching were there. In 2.0, the teachers they were using the projectors and all. 3.0, where computer got invented. And again, this is the 4.0. It consists of the various kinds of gadgets. The teachers are using the various kinds of gadgets for sharing the information to the students. What are the characteristics of education 4.0? The first characteristic of education 4.0 is anytime, anywhere learning. Okay, means students, there is no restriction. Student has to come to college or student has to come to schools to get the knowledge. Okay, even if students can get the knowledge at the place only, that is called remote learning. Then there is the concept of flipped classroom. Okay, means the theories the student will complete all the theoretical classes online, whereas for practical the student will come to college and get the practical knowledge. Okay, so the characteristics of education 4.0, the first character is anytime, anywhere learning. The second character is student customized learning, personalized learning. We know that the students will learn with study tools and get practice on weak areas. Nowadays, the students are using various kinds of tools, and they can learn with the help of that tools. With the help of that tools, the students can also strong their weak areas. If they are not understanding the particular concept, okay, they can revise that tool and they can get the knowledge from that particular tool. Now, the third is student centric. They decide what they want. Okay. Nowadays, the students, the syllabus of student choice and modify the learning process. Means we are modifying the syllabus as per the student choice, okay, as per to the student requirement. Now, project-based learning. So here, in case of project-based learning, the students are applying the various kinds of skills that they are already learned in the theoretical. It is the task-based system. Now, experimental learning through internship and mentorship and projects. Nowadays, there is a concept called as mentorship. Okay. The students' success is behind the mentor only. Then field experience and practical applications. The industrial-oriented syllabus introduced by Malaysia. Now, we know that the Malaysian government has already introduced the education concept of education 4.0. Where they are providing the practical based application knowledge to the students. We know that our teachers they are following the DST, AICT for receiving various kinds of grants. The teachers are not following to the various kinds of industry like Infosys, Wipro for getting the projects, okay, because of lack of practical applications. Now, differential assessment of students. We know that we are assisting the student with the help of various kinds of examination. We are taking 2 to 3 hours of examination Our students' handwriting is very poor, but still we are insisting students to write the examination because we need one kind of proof from the students. But now this mentality is completely to be changed. Okay. Nowadays, the student has to maintain the various kinds of digital portfolio. In case of civil engineering, the students are maintaining the various kinds of portfolios. Similar to the computer engineering, if the students are inventing particular kind of programs, then they have to write or update their portfolio. Similarly, electronic students can update their portfolio. Then student ownership, flexible delivery. So involvement of students in syllabus formations, we are getting the input from the student while forming the syllabus. So are all the characteristics of education 4.0. Now it is very necessary to align the industry requirement with the education. Until unless we are not aligning the requirement of industry to the education, then we will not achieve our goal. So various kinds of things are flexible production lines, online quality control, works monitor automation, custom products, system engineering, lifelong learning. These are all the needs of industry. So our syllabus must be a flexible. The syllabus must be a tailor-made. Okay. So that it can align with the industry. Then again, there's the concept called as formative assessment. There are two kinds of concepts, formative assessment and summative assessment. So till that time, we are concentrating on the summative assessment, means after completion of the entire semester, we are conducting examination of the student, or in between we are conducting the test after the 2 months. Okay. But in case of formative assessment, after completion of every 1 week, 2 week, okay, we are taking the feedback from the student. We are giving certain tasks on the particular topic, so and we'll come to know that what are the strengths and weaknesses of the student, and in that way we are maintaining the quality of the student, and that will be helpful for online quality control. Now workers monitor automation, teacher become the mentors. Okay. So nowadays we are following this mentoring system, so that will also useful for the mentoring automation. Then divergence and pluralisms. So for a single problem, the students are finding various kinds of solution. Okay, so that is almost equal to the custom products. Then education is the goal, and continuous teaching learning. So we are always continuous teaching assessment, or you can continuous learning. So that is also meet with the lifelong learning. So they're all about the aligned industry requirement with the education. Now come to the next point. It is 5 I's of learning education. The first I is imbibing, that is internalizing basic concept, learning from multiple sources. Nowadays the students are learning from various kinds of sources. Earlier, teacher was the source of getting information or getting learning from the. Okay. But nowadays the students are learning from the digital media, various kinds of online videos are there. The students are getting the knowledge from that kind of sources. Then iterating, practicing fundamental skill rigorously, gamification of tests. So examination must be conducted in the way of competitions. Okay. Because we have to change the mode of examination. The examinations are based on the gamification. The examinations are conducting like a competitions, so that the student involvement will be more. Then interpreting, taking facts from study and applying them to different situations with adaptive alteration. Means the particular student, if he's taking the course of economic, so he has to do the project on evaluation models for football. Then interest, we have to develop enough curiosity about the subject so as to explore deep and create further body of knowledge. Okay. We have to generate the interest among the students about the means we have to cover the one part of concept in the class and get a group of students to deliver the remaining part. So automatically the interest is get generated among the students. Now innovating, think differently and come up with the original concept to build innovative ideas, products and services. So nowadays innovations are very important. If the students or teachers are not innovative, okay, then we will not satisfy the students' needs. So we have to be also innovative. The smart learning attributes of education. I can also call as the Pass Pandu or the 5 warriors. Okay. it should be a specific. We should know that what exactly the student will be do, then measurable, how student will be assessed, then it must be attainable, he or he can achieve the objectives, relevant, appropriate for the course, and T is complete before deadline, means it is the time bound. So if we are following this kinds of 5 warriors, so naturally the students are more productive. So these 5 warriors are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. That is called as SMART. Now what is taught and what is learned? Naturally, whenever we are teaching to the students, so after completion of the class, then we are thinking that the students are completely understood the concept, but the thing is completely different. So what is taught is not what is learned, because students possess different abilities, personalities, and come from variety of background. Okay, so there is always gap between the what is taught and what is learned. So this gap has to be removed. Now, cafeteria model of education. So cafeteria model is exactly like a salad bar. Students are offered a wide range of courses from various fields. One can choose whatever they are interested in and create their own platter, which is called as timetable. We know that there's a choice-based education system, but this CBSE or CBES choice-based education system is completely failure. Okay, because because in most of the colleges, okay, there is a lack of infrastructure, there is a lack of faculties. So we are offering only one elective to the students. So this choice-based system is nothing but the chaos-based confusion system. So in case of cafeteria model, okay, the students are there's a different mentality of students. The student will tomorrow will come to you and he will ask the 50% knowledge of, if he's having the 50% knowledge of science, then he is asking about the 20% electronics and communication, 10% of architecture, 15% of electrical engineering, and 5% of meteorology. So this kind of cocktail students will demand in future. So we have to keep ready for that. So young people need skills and experience for job of the future, not the past. Okay. So 70% of young people currently enter the workforce in job that will be radically affected by the automation. So this entry-level occupation roles for young people are disappearing. Then 60% of the students are being trained in job that will be radically changed by the automation. So most of the industries are already disappeared. If we talk about the hotel industry, aviation industry, will hardly exist for another 10 years. And what will be the future ahead? So 65% of children entering the primary school today will ultimately end up working in completely new job types that do not yet exist. This is as per the World Economic Forum 2016. And a key step towards preparing individual for the economy of the future is providing quality education opportunities for all. Now we talk about this generation Z, Gen Z or generation Z. Is defined as teenagers aged born between the 1995 to 2010 are true digital native. We already discussed about the digital natives. They are being exposed to the internet, to social networks, and to the mobile system. So there is a comparison between digital immigrants and the digital natives. Earlier there was a face-to-face interaction, but nowadays the interactions are totally on WhatsApp, YouTube. So there's a virtual interaction. Earlier there was less control by social media. Now it's an Android age. There's a lot of earlier there was TV was the only medium. Okay, but nowadays there is a lot of distraction. The students are more distracted with the help of with the Android age. Earlier the students are they are having book reading habits. They sat into the library and reading. Okay, but nowadays the students are watching the videos and WhatsApp. Earlier there was a chalk and talk teaching, but nowadays there are different modes of teachings are there. There was only a fixed career when the student who got the degree in electrical engineering, so he worked in the electrical engineering industry. But nowadays there is a diverse career path. The students who are taking the degree of electrical engineering or mechanical, he'll work into the IT industries. Earlier there was a limited access of information. Nowadays abundant access of information. It's all about the generation Z. Now, if you look at the job world, so earlier there were only 20% professionals and 30% business and office personnel and 50% laborers. Okay. But nowadays the thing is completely changed. Only 50% unqualified seasonal workers. So tomorrow maybe that you will not get the post of peon. There will not be a post of clerk. Only principal will manage. Principal will be himself for the clerk, and he will manage all the activities because 85% self-educated hardworking force will be there. So what is the need of the hour? The need of the hour is the competency. This is to produce the capable to apply related knowledge, skills and abilities to successfully perform the critical work functions. Now this will be the future jobs. They are mainly based on the data analytics to help companies to make sense and drive insights from the data. Then the jobs on the social skills such as persuasion, then emotional intelligence, teaching other higher demands across the industries. Okay. So in essence, technical skill will need to be supplemented with strong social and collaborative skill. And there will be again more jobs in case of big data analytics. This again the future job trends. The best talent is not to the machine, but combination of both human and machine. Then replacement of repetitive jobs. Okay, so there will be no repetitive job. Means there will be no receptionist tomorrow. Okay, it will be completely that can be automated. Will be get replaced. So the requirement of tech-driven workforce. If you look at this statistics, okay, various kind of technologies are there. So big data analytics, the workforce required is 85% for Internet of IoT. 75%, machine learning 37%, 73%, augmented reality and virtual reality 59%, digital trade 58%, 3D printing 41%. So all kinds of workforce will be required in the future. With paradigm shift of education 4.0. So there is a demand-led instead of supply-led education. Means we should come to know that what is the industry state, what exactly the industry requirement, and whether we are fulfilling the demands of the industry or not. And we are providing the education according to the needs or according to the needs of the industry. Then competency based instead of knowledge based. Okay. Means the students must be able to work on the various complex problems. They should be able to solve the complex problems. Okay. So competency is there, only knowledge will not be there. The incorporation of disruptive technologies and skill set. The students will be familiar with the various kinds of disruptive technologies and the skill set. And lifelong learning instead of front-loaded learning, the student should be lifelong learner. Then modular degree instead of one-shot going. Nowadays we are offering the degrees to the student, 4-year degree, 5-year degree. Okay, so this tomorrow this will not work. Okay. The person who are working on the petrol pump or beauty parlor, he is not supposed to take completing the course of 5 years or 3 years. Okay, so modular degree will be required. Then emphasize on emotional intelligence than IQ alone. Okay. We know that a lot of emotional intelligence is required for the students. Then focus on purposefulness, mindfulness leading to happiness. So the happiness is also important in case of research. We are talking about the H index. But I am talking about the happiness index. If the happiness index is more, so naturally student will be more satisfied. So this is all about the paradigm shifts of education 4.0. So need for education 4.0. So we have started from agriculture economy in 19th century. Then we moved towards the industrial economy. Then we moved towards the knowledge economy. And now it is the innovation society, that is 21st century. If you look at the skills that are required in the 2015 or 2020, so these skills are not required nowadays. Okay. Complex problem solving, then people management, critical thinking. Okay, so nowadays the different skills are required. The skills of tomorrow is needed in the industrial revolution for 4.0. Okay. The new media literacy is required. Okay. Means ability to critically assess and develop content. Means students should know that how to develop the content. Okay. and use new media forms and to leverage their media for processing communication. The students should be able to how to formulate their contents onto the various kinds of discipline. Then transdisciplinary knowledge is required. Okay. Um, Tomorrow there will be a no computer engineering, then there will be a no, we can say that electrical engineering or mechanical engineering. Okay. There will be an interdisciplinary concept as per the national education policy also. There will be interdisciplinary. So there will be a general engineering who will be sort of, mechanical engineering, computer engineering and all sort of things. Then there will be virtual collaborations. So there will be a collaboration of all means the teacher must collaborate among with the various kinds of globally people. Okay. Then if you look at the NMICT, that is National Mission is Information Computer Technology. It was invented by IIT Bombay. Okay. So at that time the people were not interested, but nowadays everyone is looking for the MHRD. So various kinds of skills are required, like that called as design mindset, cognitive load management, then social intelligence, novel and adaptive thinking, computational thinking, sense making. So all skills are required for Industrial Revolution 4.0 and Education Revolution 4.0. Now top 10 digital skill education 4.0 demands. We should analyze that how many papers we are setting are based on the complex problem solving. How many questions in the particular paper who are asking about the critical thinking. How many questions we are setting who are asking about the creativity. Okay, so all questions we have to ask to ourselves. Okay, and we can think whether our syllabus or curriculum is following the critical thinking, creativity or complex solving problems. Again, people management is again important skill student required. Students should know how to manage the people. Nowadays, in the various principals are crying. Nowadays, they are not able to manage the people. They are not able to manage the students. Then coordinating with others. Emotional intelligence is also required. Judgment and decision making. Then service orientation, negotiation skill, cognitive flexibility. So all these kinds of skills are required for the education 4.0. Now action plan for education 4.0. Again, we have to focus on 4 C's, that is called as communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. Again, we should ask ourselves how many papers that we have including the communication, how many papers are based on the collaboration, how we are inducing the critical thinking, how we are forming the creativity in the students. And the second action plan is programming and ICT as a compulsory courses. Okay, means tomorrow there will be a future of ICT only. So 1 year computer based and ICT in every department. ICT department is the core department. Then industry oriented curriculum will be there. Then digital based curriculum delivery is required. So all the dimensions of education oriented towards industry 4.0 only. Now strategies to support education 4.0. So it is not enough we have a curriculum, we need to formulate strategies to support education 4.0. We have to, as I already said, we have to encourage game-based, play-based, practical-based learning so that a lot of interest will get generated among the students. And break down learning into smaller coordinate pieces. There has to be certain modular courses is there. Then create safe environment for learning. If it is not safe in the classroom, then we have to go for the online learning, e-learning, that is called a e-Pathshala or e-learning. Develop the growth mindset, promoting a nurturing relationship, allow time to focus on bridge course, advanced course. Means we have to give, if the students are weak in particular areas, then we have to provide the bridge courses, we have to provide advanced courses to the students. Then encourage reflective reasoning and analysis. These are all strategies to support the education 4.0. We have to offer appropriate complement, means we have to give certain rewards to the students so that they will get interest. Inquiry-based learning, we are asking various kinds of question-based learning will be there. Then help students to take advantage of their personality and stress, provide appropriate challenges to them, offer engage caregiving, means after we can follow the personalized education, we can take the feedback or support, give the support to every student, and provide clear learning objectives targeting explicit skill, and use hands-on approach. Now, if you look at this curriculum designing, basically it is divided into three parts. First is the basic competency. We have to go more trace on the fundamental knowledge. Then there will be a domain-specific competency, and the subject thing, and design and business. So then we have to decide the credits for from university to university. The credits are different. Maybe your Mumbai University, the credits are different. The Pune University, the credits are different. Now again, there will be a transferable skill of for problem solving, soft skills, system thinking, business thinking, techno literacy. So fortunately, everything is there. Okay, though the Bloom's taxonomy is there, but we should really we can think ourselves, okay, how many levels we are following or following in the while delivering the education to the students. Then curricular framework. So the domain knowledge is there, okay, and along with domain knowledge, the 50% practical knowledge is required. Okay, so there will be a field exposures. Okay. Then there will be a sandwich course. We have to follow the sandwich course where there will be a morning and afternoon. Morning there will be classes, and afternoon there will be a industry. Then we have to associate with the colleges, then tie up with various kinds of industries. Okay, and then there will be extending beyond the curriculum. It's all kinds of things that we have to include in the curricular framework, that is domain knowledge, practical knowledge, and the field exposure. Now, points to be kept in curriculum framework design. So basic knowledge requirement, we have to provide the bridge course to the students. Then core courses is there. Then again, we have to offer elective courses, supplementary courses, and computational courses is there. Practical internship, we have to provide the internship, then field placement and on-job training. Now we have to focus on the diverse technology of education. Okay, I already discussed with you people the 8 pillars of Industrial Revolution 4.0, that is artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, data science, additive manufacturing, robotics, augmented reality, and Internet of Things. Means if the students are following the course of electrical engineering or mechanical engineering, along with that he should learn the subject called as artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, data science. Means we have to be what? A diverse technology of education 4.0. Then again, the various industry 4.0 contributing digital technologies of IoT platform, location detection technologies, authentication, 3D printing, smart sensors, big data analytics, multi-level customer, augmented reality, cloud computing. Then assessment, valid assessment. What is our conventional method? The conventional method, we are taking 2 to 3 hours of examination, and we are asking forcefully to the student to write the examinations. Okay, but tomorrow there will be a game-based examination, there will be activity-based examination, there will be a Kahoot-based examination, so that student will get more interest in the examination system. Then there will be a task-based study. We have to give certain tasks to the student, and we have to judge or assist the student based on the completion of this task. Then we have to assign certain projects to the student. Based on the completion of that project, we have to assist the student. Then there will be an evaluation based. So completely the process of assessment will be completely different in the future. Now replacement of CGPA to ICGPA. Okay, till date we are following the CGPA, but there will be an integrated cumulative grade point average, that is called as ICGPA. It consists of 2 parts. Academic performance, means we are assessing the student based on the academic performance, and second one is professional skill attained during the courses. So what kind of professional skill the student we have to assess? We have to give the marks on the basis of their knowledge, psychomotor skill, then social responsibility, value, attitude, professionalism, then their communication, leadership, the problem solving skill, information technology and lifelong learning, management and entrepreneur skill. Means on the basis of various kinds of skill, we have to evaluate the student and we'll give the integrated cumulative get point average marks to the students. Now, integrate cumulative grade point average. Again, this is the pictorial of ICGPA, where we are assessing the student based on the various kinds of concepts that is called as data, learners, visualization dashboards, then their inventions. This is 24th century curriculum for education. If you look at this curriculum, there will be the 50% curriculum is based on ethics and morality, whereas the 50% curriculum is based on knowledge and skill. And there should be what? There should be balance between the ethics and morality, knowledge and skill. Now, teaching in Industrial Revolution 4.0. Basically, it consists of three functions. The function 1, that is called as teaching, function 2, services, and function 3, research. The teaching consists of different aspects, that is variable assisted teaching, learning and training, and massive open online courses, that is a MOOC, then cultivating innovative talent, generalized blended learning. Then in function 2, that is services, university as a platform, education as a service, internationally linked program, and research, open innovation, new technological advancement. So fundamental functions, that is called as F1, F2, and F3 of higher education institution versus the solution of teaching in the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Now we'll come to the first function, that is variable assistant teaching, learning and training. Okay. So tomorrow the education institution will be definitely use the various kinds of technologies, that is called as augmented reality. A student can sense an interaction with the physical world can be enhanced, thereby creating virtual laboratory. Then AR can supplement reality versus superimposing computer generated information or the physical content in real time, which can facilitate the result exploration and interpretation. Okay. So all the structure of laboratory will be completely changed. Okay. Only the AR or VR devices will be there. There will be a hologram. The student will will get experience of the things that are not present in the existing one. Then massive open online courses MOOC. Look at this figure in 2022, the number of MOOC participants has doubled in the form of 15 to 18 million students to 35 million students. I mean, there will be completely increasing the demand of massive open online courses across all MOOC providers. Even universities are digitizing some of the courses. And combining the strength of the traditional higher education with the increasing trend of MOOC represents necessary step to scale quality of education. So with the help of MOOC courses, so definitely there will be a scaling into the quality of education. So the MOOC number is increasing exponentially across the globe in different continents, making learning more accessible to the people. If you look at over here, then there is a high growth in Australia, Asia, where there's a mid growth in the North America, Europe, and with the low growth in Africa and South America. So naturally, India will be the leading in MOOC. Now, cultivating innovative talent. To fully grasp the opportunities of another view, now we are talking about the education 4.0, but after a few years we'll be talking about the education Industrial Revolution 4.0 or education 5.0. Of industrialization, the country higher education system should not only focus on training knowledge-based skilled person, but we have to focus on cultivating innovative talent, especially high-level scientists and technologists. So these scientists must be trained in an interdisciplinary environment where technology should understand humanities, social science, and vice versa. Now, generalized blended learning, there's a mixed kind of e-learning and face-to-face learning. So nowadays, virtual environments offer great educational value in terms of information transmission, interactive participation. These students are getting more information with the help of digital media, either real time, video conferences, or non-simultaneous participation involvement, that is forum on charts. And again, rather than fighting against these new technologies, we have to associate with novel teaching pattern. Higher education need to be look at how they can accept them to transform the teaching and learning environment to the benefit of both students and the academics. It's all about the gamifications and on-demand learning mode, that is inverted classroom with the requirement, then blended learning, then flipped classroom, then peer instructors. Then university as a platform. Okay. Similar to the cloud computing technology. Okay. So we are also dividing over here university as a platform, that is UAP. So higher education institution must remove traditional approach. So nowadays there is a lot of traditional approach among the university. Okay, they have to remove that traditional approach and they have to reconceive their business ecosystem, re-identify their competitive edges, reshuffle their customer pools, reshape themselves as an orchestra, and rebuild service architecture. But we have to completely revamp themselves, okay, and we have to satisfy the customer need, and the customers are students only. The university as a platform gives the current higher education system an opportunity to steer their bread and butter business towards platform business for better service performance. The key driver for successfully university as a platform includes deliver the interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary across the degree, then an appropriate blend of service, MOOCs, the emergence of internet of everything, the integration of routine education, up-to-date digital infrastructure, enhanced connectivity among all parties residing in higher education value chain. Then education as a platform. Due to the massive rapid increase of affordable mobile, a lot of digital devices are used. Okay. So internet connectivity and rich education content start kind of transforming how education, the delivery will be completely changed with the help of this affordable platform. And cloud computing creates a new way of education people that might eventually disrupt the existing higher education system, their ability to review the teaching material and take online examinations. So there will be completely different platform of education with the help of this digital technology or digital devices. Now, international link program, we have to set up the Institute of International Studies in every institution, promote international education and tie up with various kinds of international universities like University of London, Royal Holloway, and NCT Education. And we should develop the twinning program that will be structured of 2+2 program at the bachelor's level. The 2 years of study at the institute and the remaining 2 years study will be that particular country. Then there will be a dual degree program. The structure is 3+2. Students enrolling in the BTech will complete 3 years of study at the institute, satisfying all credits requirement, and later go abroad to continue MS with partnering university for 2 years. So there will be internationally linked program. So similarly, there is translational research 4.0. So translation research is also called as translation research in translation science. Okay. The research aimed at transforming or converting results in basic research into results that is directly benefit to the humans. And what are the various kinds of courses that are required for Education 4.0 industry aligned courses in order to equip industry professionals with the necessary knowledge and skill set? The different courses are artificial intelligence, machine learning, business analytics, digital marketing, SAP. If you are following these kind of courses, so definitely you will get into the Education 4.0 or Industrial Revolution 4.0. Now we also talking about the Education 5.0. So vision of Education 5.0 is the human-robot co-working. Okay. So in this vision, robot and humans will work together. So at that time, there will be a lot of disruptive technologies and artificial intelligence are making their way into classroom. And humanoids will be there, okay, who can work as a teacher. Now in the existing education system, there is a professor, lecturer, teacher, teaching uses talk, and students are also boring while extracting the knowledge from the books. Now in Education 5.0, okay, there will be a robo-facer. There will be a robo structure, there will be a robochar. Means those who are in teaching, the teacher will become a robochar, professor will become a robo-facer. Okay. And all the students, those who are learn, they become what? Learner-bots. And what will be the role of the professor teacher in education 5.0, where they are act as a robo-facer, where they act as a robochar, or where they are acting as a learner bots? What exactly their role in the education 4.0? Would it be like this, the potential role with the professor teacher in education 5.0? Can we call teacher as edu charming? Okay, who can control the robo facer, can control the learner bots, controlling through bionics and gadgets. So how he is going to control to the robo facer and learner bots? So in future, tomorrow we'll provide edu charmer, or we can say that we can provide this teacher or professor to the various gadgets. Okay. So with the help of various gadgets, this edu charmer will be controlled through bionics and gadgets to the robo facer and learner bots. So this will be the future of tomorrow. So the 6 drivers of change in the workplace brought by 4th industrial revolutions. Okay. The first point is extreme longevity. Nowadays, the people are living longer years. It's by 2025, the number of Americans over 60 will increase by 70%. Okay. So if the age of human it will be more, okay. So naturally we'll have to create a traditional career job for them, okay. And it is difficult to manage the senior people. Then there will be different kinds of things that is called a smart machine and system. The workspace automation is killing repetitive job. And then in future the human machine collaboration is required. And computational world, then this world will be era of programmable. The students should know the programmable devices. They should be able to invent the various kinds of programs, including in sensors and processing, make the world programmable system. The new kind of media ecology means the new communication tools required media literacy beyond the text. The students should know how to learn the very visual communication media. It become a new vernacular medium. Then superstructure organization. Then industry will be scaling like anything. The social technology drives new forms of production and value creation. Then globally connected world. So diversity and adaptability, the center of operations. So there will be a global connections, or the people will be connected globally in future. Now we'll come to the digital disruptions. It is a transformation that is caused by emerging digital technology and business model, which can impact the value of existing products and services offered in the industry and disrupt the current market and causes the need for the reevaluation. This is also a one of buzzword nowadays, digital disruptions. Okay. It is nothing but a change caused by directly or indirectly development of new technologies. So digital disruption can occur at various levels. So disruption to the individual life practices, that is mobile connectivity, disrupt established work-life boundaries. Then disruption to work practices, that is microblogging in the workplace changes. And disruption to business, for example, workplace social media. And disruption to industry structure, digitization of media content and user-generated content disrupt the traditional value. Then disruption to society because of social media participation, disrupt traditional practice of public opinion making. So if you look at this example of the digital disruption, the world's largest company, largest taxi company owns no taxi, means they are not owning any kind of taxis. Okay. And this company not exist earlier, Uber were not exist earlier before, you can say 20 years or 10 years. Now Airbnb, world largest accommodation provider, owns no real estate. This Society One, world fastest growing bank, owns no actual monies. Then Netflix, world largest movie house, owns no cinemas. Then Alibaba Group's world valuable retailer owns no inventory. Skype, again, world's largest phone companies, no techno infrastructure. Facebook, no contents at all. World largest software vendors owns no apps. So most of these companies did not exist before. Okay, so this is nothing but what? The digital disruptions. So all these digital disruptive technologies are used over here, like mobile internet, the Internet of Things, cloud technology, advanced robotics, next generation, and energy strategies, 3D printing, 3D printing. So all these digital technologies are used, and with the help of all these digital technologies, various companies will again come into the existence in the future. Okay. And disruptive science and technology innovation. Tangible and intangible self-driving car will be there, Tesla, then 3D printing, all the disruptive technologies innovation will be there. And disruptive science and technology innovation, virtual reality, drone, Microsoft, then Google, AlphaGo, they're all the technology inventions are there. The current development of education 4.0. So Malaysia higher education 4.0. Okay. So Malaysia has already implemented the concept of education 4.0. Okay. They also released the executive summary Malaysia education blueprint of 2015 to 2025. So major shift in education. If you look at the Malaysian blueprint, okay, there is a major shift. They are converted to job seeker, a shift from job creators and balance citizens with the entrepreneur's mindset. Focus on university education, a shift into the academic and technical and vocational education. And focus on inputs, now there will be a shift on focus on outcomes. And highly centralized, a model of autonomy for institutions. And reliance of government resources, a stakeholder have shared responsibility. And mass production delivery will be a shift from technology enabled system. Then separation of private and public institutions will be shift from harmonized higher education. There will be complete major shift in the Malaysian education 4.0. So there will be a 2U, 2I work-based learning degree programs. 2U, 2I program is nothing but the academic program of 2 years at the university and 2 years in the industry. Implementation of 2U, 2I academic program supports flexible education with industry experience that will improve the skills and employability of university students for the workplace. So naturally, students will get both kind of knowledge, theoretical knowledge in their 2 years program and practical knowledge into the industry. So this 2U, 2I program will be successfully implemented by the Malaysian education system. Now, as we know that with the help of education 4.0, we are going to achieve the sustainable development goal of that is quality education, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. Paving the road of education. So we are also satisfying the various kinds of that is 4.1 quality and primary secondary education for all. So in national education policy also all this is involved. And there are certain challenges of IR 4.0. So challenges for fourth industrial revolution, one of the biggest challenge in the emerging technologies, the use of education 4.0 is take over the labor intensive job. But the economics said that technology has always been destroying jobs and it has always been creating jobs. Lack of digital culture and training. So again, we are not having that manpower who are digitally competent. The security issues of data and maintaining the privacy. And risk of greater inequality in labor markets because of this disruption technologies. And decrease in the real income of workers as a machine take over. Then challenges of education 4.0. Student has too many sources of distraction. Nowadays, the students are getting knowledge from various kinds of sources like videos, then again, so there are a lot of distractions. New generation of students they are constantly changing. They are not stable at all. So indeed, student brains are constantly being rewarded as a result of reduced attention span. So because of this distraction, lots of students are deviated. Okay, so that's why their reward as being reduced attention spans. And what will we learn during our education? Our education won't last our entire career. Then progress is accelerating. And also the schools are not very helpful in choosing the career path. There are all the challenges of education 4.0. So there are certain challenges with respect to teachers also. Okay. Not enough time to cover the syllabus. Must teach them as much I can. So that is the attitude. I might lose control. I am comfortable teaching the way they are not shifting from chalk and talk to the digital technology. I need to refer to the textbooks as much as I can. So the teachers still are referring to textbooks only. So I need more training. They are demanding lots of training. They're not familiar with the information technologies. The strength and weaknesses of the education 4.0. Now the strength is opportunity to experience a more practical based learning, whereas weakness is lack of enthusiasm and passions. Lot of enthusiasm and passions are required to absorb the practical based learning and get a deeper connectivity compared to the traditional methods. Pressure to meet the digital communities are needed, and becoming the 21st century instructor. And again, still in weaknesses is that there is a lot of resistance to change from talk to the digital technology, and creates an opportunity for educators to engage new technology tools. Here, weaknesses digitally connected, socially disconnected, enhance the knowledge and usage of technology, but depends too much on the technologies. So if you look at the worldwide response of education 4.0, in Malaysia, they have already implemented the higher education framework 4.0 established to address the issue and challenges of industrial revolution 4.0 under the framework. Then Thailand is also implementing the higher education concept of higher education for industrial revolution 4.0. Whereas Myanmar Education Ministry Basics and Alternative Education Sector Journal is also implementing or redesigning the higher education 4.0. United States has been the forefront of foundational research in artificial intelligence. And Canada Center for Digital and Media Literacy, digital literacy is also the next step is there. Then Singapore, the current higher achiever in the programming for international student assessment, has been as a model of systematic progress with each part of the education system integrated into the rich nation. So most of the countries, they are following this education 4.0, whereas Malaysia has already implemented the concept of education 4.0. The biggest stumbling block over here, there is an inequality will still be a concern for digital higher education, since more than 4 billion people are still offline without accessing the internet. And higher education institution needs to consider the best ways to reaching the undeserved population. So it is difficult. Lots of the people are illiterate. So again, it is again one kind of challenge to reach the undeserved people, or who are because of far away from geographic locations, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, where education can serve as strong empowerment and change tools. So millennial as digital natives, countries with high proportion of young people who are already online lead the digital age of tomorrow. So if you look at 30% of people aged 15 to 24 worldwide are digital native, means they are already born into technology, meaning they have been active on the internet for at least 5 years. If you look at the Malaysia comes in fourth with 13.5%. All the bottom 10 countries, Asia or African nations, many of which are in the midst of conflict, so low internet availability and the low internet usage. Now conclusion remark, teacher mindset means again we have to change the teacher mindset, we have to overcome the barriers to be changed. The student should be central to the education. After healthcare, the market for global education is the highest in the world value. with the global population continuing to grow this sustainable industry. And a new form of university is emerging that does teaching, research and service in a different manner. This university will be interdisciplinary as virtual classrooms and laboratories, virtual libraries and virtual teachers. The certain challenging quotes in Education 4.0 by Alvin Toffler in the book Futures Shop posted that the illiterate of the 21st century will not those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. Another quote is the evident problem in the near future could not be the lack of employment, but the shortage of skill that new job will demand. So the best way to predict the future is to create it. Okay. I appeal all the teacher fraternity to accept this change, okay, and shift to the Education 4.0. Of course, this will be the need of hour, and we'll have to change, and change is the only permanent, and change is only the constant. Okay. So I appeal all to change and accept the education, the new technology of Education 4.0. Thank you very much. Your education today is your economy tomorrow. This is all about the Education 4.0. Okay. I hope I satisfied most of the people regarding the Education 4.0.
Yes, sir, it's quite satisfying, sir. Thank you for excellently driving us through Education 4.0. In fact, you have covered many of the aspects as required by the NEP, and you have also driven us through achieving excellence in higher education and what exactly is quality education, the functions of higher education, and how the revolution is very important in education. And this also leads to the industrial success because it is very much essential to adapt towards the industry-oriented technology. And even regarding the framing of syllabus and all, also we need to take these inputs into picture and consideration. And you have also represented very beautifully about the 5 I's of Learning Education 4.0 and H index, which is basically represented as happiness index from a student's view.
Yeah.
Wonderful, sir.
This is the need of our.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Narrated certain facts also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But we have the facts, and then we have to remove all these facts, and we have to switch to the new technology.
Yes, sir. That is very much required. In fact, in order to meet the expectations of students, we need to switch towards the emerging industrial technologies. So we are looking forward to collaborate with you, sir, in order to work towards some of the solutions which are really challenging in this Education 4.0 direction. Thank you very much, sir. I request audience to please raise queries or to interact with sir. You can please unmute yourself. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Again, good evening, sir. I am Professor A.D. Sharma. It is a wonderful talk. We really enjoyed. And just one small query. Which country is most successful in implementing this 4.0 education and also
Malaysia? Yeah, Malaysia, they already implemented the system. They already released the blueprint. Okay. And till date, we are getting the information of Malaysia. Okay.
Malaysia, sir.
Yeah.
What about this USA also implemented and got the results the way they wanted? They
are implementing. They are at the verge of implementation. Sir, because of this pandemic, okay, we are forcefully, we have to implement this. There is no alternative at all.
Next time, whenever you visit Hyderabad, please let us know. We would like to interact in person also. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, definitely, sir.
I request the participants to please unmute yourself and to interact with sir. If you need any further clarifications or if you have any queries from your end.
I'll be happy to interact with the faculties.
Yes, sir. Actually, we have a mix of faculty and students.
And students, okay.
Yes, sir.
It is an interesting topic for students also.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Yes, please, any of the faculty or students, if you have any queries from your end, or if you want again for inputs on this particular area, you can please unmute yourself.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Myself, I am Rajagopal from the Physics Department. I would like to clarify one thing, sir. With the technical advancements, it seems in future student learning is becoming isolated. It is becoming more isolated, sir. So I think there is a requirement for dealing with the psychological issues also, which arise because of this isolation of education, because of the technical advancement. Is there anything that these advancing agencies are looking into that aspect, sir?
So it is not complete isolation. Okay, means we are just shifting the paradigm. Right. We are shifting the paradigm of previous technology to the new technology.
Sir.
Anyway, with the help of this new like WhatsApp or all these technologies, we are more closer.
Sir.
Okay. So because this Facebook and WhatsApp technologies, we are more closer. We are celebrating the birthday of every day. We are celebrating all the people who are in touch with us. Okay.
Yes.
So earlier that was not the case. Okay. So means we are shifting the paradigm from.
Okay, sir. I'm feeling that there may be student may get loss of spirits such as competitive spirit like that because of these advancements, because of lack of social mixing with the other students.
So there will be a lot of social mixing. We can say that. Okay. Means the students are more productive.
Yes.
As compared to the earlier. Okay. If we are studying the various aspects of this education 4.0, the student will be more productive. Their skill set will be totally different.
Sir. Yes.
And if you look at the digital taxonomy also, okay, this is completely completely different things that earlier. Earlier it was remembering. Now the students are more creative. Okay.
Yes.
And if they are following all the levels from remembering to the
Yes.
to the creativity, so naturally a lot of they are able to dig a lot of information. They are able to extract a lot of information. Okay.
Yes.
Definitely they will be more creative or more productive in future.
Yes. Yes.
Of course, we will be there. Means we are always helping the student like a mentor.
Sir.
So I just explained the concept of robo-facer, or you can say that will be education 5.0.
Yes.
So we work as an edu charmer. With gadgets, we are supporting to the robo-facer and the robo teacher.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. If there are any other questions from participants?
I have a question, ma'am. Good afternoon,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Please go ahead.
Myself, Lakshman from English department. So I teach the Indian Constitution, sir. It's a mandatory subject, but it doesn't have a credit, sir. So along with Indian Constitution, Indian traditional knowledge also adopted by the college as per the AICT norms. But only one drawback of the course is that it doesn't have a credit, sir. So when it doesn't have a credits, how students take the serious about the subject, and also at the same time, how many private engineering colleges seriously give the importance to the inclusion of the social sciences in their education, because you said that somewhere in your presentation, the education, technical education must be an interdisciplinary combination of sciences, humanities, and social sciences. So how much importance will be given to the social sciences with regard to the 4.0 when there is a no credits to the social sciences or Indian constitution as per the present subject is concerned. So how do you react sir, this in this regard?
So definitely there will be certain credits that will be assigned. And tomorrow there will be, you can say there will be a general engineering, and there will be interdisciplinary where the students can follow the cafeteria system. Okay, means if he want to learn the social science, then humanities, okay, then engineering, and of course there will be a certain credits for that. Okay. And again, there will be lots of you can say the students are the people are saying that there will be a growth of vertical growth is required, and education 4.0 is talking about the horizontal growth. Okay, but horizontal growth will be required in the future. So definitely there will be credits assigned to the social science and humanities also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us, sharing your valuable inputs regarding education 4.0.
Thank you, ma'am.